Good morning. I am 5 minutes earlier today. As always, if you're watching in recording, you're welcome to fast forward or stay with us through our hellos. I'm gonna check the sound. Good morning. The sound seems to be good. Good morning, Zazu. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Leslie. All right, it is time for us to start. And in our exploration of real love, it's now time for us to talk about forgiveness, of course. We'll stay on this topic for a few days as there is a lot to discuss, as you can imagine. It is inevitable that in the course of our life, our heart gets broken, and usually not just once, and not just in a romantic relationship. A close friend may stop talking to you without an explanation. There may be a serious and sometimes lifelong conflict with a sibling or parent, or in any relationship really. Our hearts get broken. And because we're all different, we live through heartbreak differently. Some of us can move on pretty easily and quickly. For others, it may be difficult to even believe that a healthy relationship is possible, that love truly exists after experiencing a painful heartbreak. Instead, we may grow more and more cynical to mask our vulnerability. So it's important to remember that when we forgive someone, or when we have the intention to forgive someone, it doesn't mean we have to pretend that the hurt didn't happen or that we were not in pain. We see it clearly for what it was, but also we come to see that fixating on the memory of harm generates only more anger and sadness. And those feelings then prevent us from savoring the love and joy available to us right now. So forgiveness is actually the way we break the grip that long-held resentments have on our hearts. That said, real forgiveness in close relationships is never easy. It cannot be rushed. It cannot be engineered. The spike of defensiveness we feel when someone advises us to forgive and forget shows just how deep our pain has burrowed. And though people who advise us to do so, oh, just forgive and forget, or forget and forgive, whatever, they may have good intentions. Forgiveness cannot be achieved on command. That kind of coercive denial could never be healing. When we're told that we should simply let go of our genuine feelings of hurt and anger, we may actually find ourselves defending our pain and our right to continue feeling it. For those of us who acutely feel an injury, even if the injury happened in the past, the harm happened in the past, the pain is not in the past. The pain is in the present. The wound is still fresh. When our minds alight on the memory, it rips through our bodies and infiltrates our thoughts. In order to release the anger and hurt we carry, we must first acknowledge the painful things that happened to us. We cannot change the past, but we can grieve what was lost. To forgive, we may need to open our mind to a fuller exploration of the context in which the events occurred, and feel compassion for the circumstances and everyone involved, starting, of course, with ourselves. Grief helps us relinquish the illusion that the past could be different from what it was. We are in charge of our own forgiveness. And the process takes time, patience, and intention. So today let's explore one of our unresolved conflicts and unreconciled relationship perhaps, where forgiveness isn't available yet, but perhaps grief could be accessed. Remember, we cannot change the past, but we can grieve what was lost. We will do this through the practice of RAIN. I'll remind you that the acronym stands for Recognize, Allow, Investigate, and Nurture. Recognize what's happening, allow life to be just as it is in this moment, investigate with kind attention, and nurture with loving presence. So take a comfortable position, and as always, take a few moments to settle. Settle into your body, your heart, your mind. Settle into your breath. Allow yourself to find a sense of spaciousness in your breathing, letting all the experiences of the present moment, whether it's physical sensations or thoughts or emotions, let them flow through you as energy without struggle. And now reflect on a conflict that you haven't reconciled yet. Or maybe it will never be reconciled, who knows? The wound still feels very fresh and raw. And every time you think you need to forgive the other person or people or yourself in the situation, instead of forgiveness, only more anger comes up. Take some moments to enter this experience, this memory fully, visualizing the situation, remembering the words spoken, sensing the most distressing moments. The first step of the RAIN practice is to recognize what is happening. So as you reflect on this conflict, ask yourself, what is happening inside me right now? Pay particular attention to your solar plexus, your throat, your heart. There may be a lot of anger and resentment, and there also may be deep sadness as a result of whatever happened in your relationship with that person. Whatever happened changed your relationship. It's not the same. Or maybe it doesn't even exist anymore. So as you allow yourself to access this deeper feeling beneath the hurt, beneath the anger and resentment, allow things to be just as they are. Send a message to your heart to let be this entire experience. Find in yourself the willingness to pause and accept that what is simply is. You can experiment with mentally whispering to yourself words like, I consent to this, meaning I consent to feeling whatever I'm feeling. yes, or let be, or whatever word works for you. Or maybe it's just a sense. Maybe no words are necessary. With each inhale, envision opening up to all of the discomfort and pain associated with this situation. With each exhale, release any pressure you may feel to react to the suffering in any particular way. Just allow your reactions to be what they naturally are. And with that, we go into the third step of RAIN, investigating with a curious, kind attention. So bring this kind and interested attention to your experience. You may have thought about the situation a million times, and you may think that, no, I know everything. I know what I feel, I know what I think, I know what things are, or could be, or can't be. But open up to the possibility that with your curious attention, you may find something new, something you haven't noticed before. I'll go through a list of questions that may be useful in this exploration, but of course, also feel free to investigate yourself. And after I give you the list of questions, I'll give you also a minute or so to do it on your own. What is the worst part of this? What wants my attention the most? What is the most difficult, painful thing I'm believing about myself regarding this situation? If I allow myself to assume the facial expression and body posture that best reflects what I'm feeling right now, what do I notice? Are these feelings familiar? Is it something I've experienced earlier in my life? Instead of thinking about what's going on, keep bringing your attention to your body, directly contacting the felt sense and sensations of your most vulnerable place. And listen intently inward. What does this vulnerable place truly needs right now to begin healing? Maybe ask yourself if the most vulnerable, hurting part of me could communicate. What would it express through words, feelings, images? Now we're ready for the last step of the RAIN practice, nurturing with loving presence, nurturing this vulnerable place in you. So as you sense what this vulnerable place needs, what is your natural response? Maybe you need to offer yourself a loving message of sorts, or send a tender embrace inward. Maybe gently place your hands on your heart. Maybe visualize a young part of you surrounded in soft, luminous light. Or imagine someone you trust, a parent, a spiritual figure, a teacher. Imagine holding them with love. Imagine them holding you with love. Experiment with all the ways you have of befriending your inner life. Words or touch, images or energy. Discovering what best allows you to feel nurtured. What best allows the part of you that is most vulnerable to feel loved, seen, safe. And now take a moment to pay attention to the quality of your presence in this moment. And ask yourself right now, who am I? What is the sense of my being? Has it shifted from when I began this practice? Place your hands on your heart and repeat after me, silently or out loud. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in body and mind. May I feel safe, protected, at ease. May I know deep, natural peace. And as you gently let go of your practice, as always, check in. How are you right now, really? As you go through your day today, I invite you to reflect a bit more on the fact that forgiveness is a process, in which the first step may be discovering all the underlying feelings beneath the hurt and anger. Remember, we cannot change the past, but we can grieve what has been lost to us. See if this helps you reframe some of the heartbreaks you haven't been able to let go of yet. And as always, enjoy your discoveries. Thank you so much for being here today. Tomorrow is Lorna's breathing practice, and I will see you on Friday.